Hello, friend. Hope all is well with you. I'm recording this on Sunday, March 29th, and I want to talk to you about Saturn sextiling Pluto. This aspect was actually began anyway yesterday, the 28th. So Saturday, March 28th, 2026. And the energy of it, though, is going to last until April 5th. So I want to come in and talk to you about it a little bit more. Now, Saturn is the planet of structure, timekeeping. So basically like helping us build our foundation. And Pluto is often thought of as either the death rebirth cycle planet or the planet of transformation. And so a sextile is when two planets basically support each other. It's kind of like they're like either walking, side by side, holding hands kind of thing. Or maybe you could think about it as like a car having the right kind of gas or fuel to help it go. So this is great that we have Saturn sextiling Pluto. This is basically a chance for your transformations or your evolutions to have some sort of structure and support. This could also be a really good time for upgrading your systems, either personal or collective. And it's also coming up as we lead up to the full moon, which is going to be April 1st. I have an earlier video on that, so you can look at that later. But I think it was interesting, too, that same day, Saturn sextiling Pluto, we had the No Kings March around the country. And that is a sign of Pluto being in Aquarius, the people coming together, and our structures and our systems breaking down. Well, we all see our current form of government being exposed for the weaknesses and the vulnerabilities that it has. And that will continue to happen over the next few years as Pluto in Aquarius transforms our system of government in the United States effectively. But this is a smaller aspect, Saturn sextiling Pluto. So this is a chance, especially since, like I said, it's happening around the same time we're feeling the full moon. You often feel full moons 3 days leading up to it, and then the energy starts to relax like a couple of days, like 2 to 3 days afterwards. So effectively this same week that we have the full moon energy, we have Saturn sextiling Pluto. So you may have some breakthroughs in your relationships. The full moon could also lead to some reveals. Information that you didn't expect, either good or bad, could come to light about your relationships. And all of that could also be showing you what needs to change, what needs to be transformed. Or you may get information about what next steps to take. Like maybe you already know what needs to be changed, what needs to be basically rooted out and started over. Maybe there is something that is the equivalent of a plant that needs to be replanted. Like you take it out of one small pot and you move it into a bigger one so that the roots have more space to grow. And I'm not a plant person. I'm not a gardener. I just know people who do these things and I hear them talk about it. But I think that's the general idea that we have going here. So for those of you who are gardeners, or if you do take care of plants, if you have more insight on that, feel free to let me know. You can drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other people have to say about that. So maybe there's an area of your life, like maybe in your family relationship, or maybe there's a relationship at work. I know for myself, I have a relationship with a certain coworker who I used to be friends with, and it's been a little weird the last couple of months. So there may be something that comes to light around that friendship for both me and her this week. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. This might be a good week for me to have the conversation with her I've been wanting to have for a couple months, or I might wait. I don't know. I'm going to see how the week plays out and what my intuition is calling to me. And so I would encourage you to tap into that as well. Especially, like I said, this is happening during the full moon in Libra. And Libra in particular is really about our interpersonal relationships. So definitely follow your intuition around what needs to change or transform. And maybe this Saturn sextiling Pluto will give you some ideas and insights about what kind of conversations you want to have, what you want to say, what needs to be said to support the next level of growth or transformation. Or like I said, Pluto is often a symbol of the birth, death, rebirth cycle. So is there something either inside of you that needs to die and then be reborn? Or is there something externally in terms of a relationship, a project, or even an idea that you're working with? Maybe there's a project that you have been procrastinating on, and maybe it's time to just realize that that project no longer serves you because it no longer represents who you are. Maybe that project is simply a representation of an older version of yourself, how you saw yourself or how you saw your life, and it needs to die. And this doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be something as simple as maybe needing just to clean out a corner or a closet and take some stuff to the Goodwill or a thrift shop. That's what I did this weekend. There were some things that I had been slowly moving out of one corner and putting in a spot because I knew I was eventually going to give it away. And I went ahead and gave it away yesterday. So maybe it's something as simple as that for you. But basically, overall, I feel like this aspect is very positive, very supportive, because there's something great about knowing that you have a solid structure or foundation to build a transformation upon. And I feel like this is the energy that we can work with this week. Let me know if that makes sense to you, how it feels. Let me know how the full moon plays out for you this week. I think it's going to be interesting in the collective as well. It'll be interesting to see what happens this week. And also, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens individually, personally, in our own lives. What are you reinventing for yourself? Are you giving yourself permission to reinvent something? This could be a good question to ask this week. And if that's the case, let me know. And maybe in the comments below, you can just simply say reinvent. Hopefully you made it this far. I just want to come in real quick, at least share something about this aspect, because like I said, we have the energy going until April 5th, 2026. And so use it to your advantage. And as always, I'm wishing you so much love, so much joy. Oh, I guess I should also remind people of my offerings. I, of course, have my Skool community, Moon Life Illuminated, $9 a month or $50 a year. I also do ask people to like this message or subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share it. That helps me get the message out as well. I have my 30-minute one-to-one session, Witnessing You, which is a taste of my longer 90-minute You Illuminated session, where I help you see the truth of yourself. What is either blocking you from really living from your space of your own true genius, or what is coming to the surface for you in that area. And so I have links down below for all of that as well. And again, I'm so grateful for all of you who continue to return to this channel. And also, if you're new, welcome. I do appreciate it. Darice at Moon Life Illuminated. And with that, always remember to honor the light within you.